Right, now you have known about the alkaline water produced to a water ionizer. Now I want to talk about alkaline water produced by adding calcline or active alkaline minerals, which is ionic calcium. Before that, I want to briefly talk about how I discovered this thing. Before I meet this CalcLine, I was selling water ionizer for years, and I noticed and I know alkaline water works very well in helping many modern diseases, especially gout, because my father has gout. Once he started drinking alkaline water, his condition improved a lot until he did not suffer any gout attack anymore. And from that, I began to question more, and I read a lot of books. I want to find out more, how does alkaline water help in diseases. I buy books on specifically on diseases and books on water, different type of water. That's why I know so much about water. And one day I accidentally discovered this book. The title of this book is The Law of Never Sick, and inside there it discusses the flaw of modern medicine and the bottleneck, the ceiling and the problems of modern medicine, the dead end of modern medicines. And there's one solution they mentioned is called ionic calcium. So I go around and search for it, and I found this CalcLine. I bought some sample and I tested. To my surprise, the water produced is similar strength of alkalinity and antioxidant. The properties I can say is totally 100% same. And it's cheaper, it's more economical, more affordable. So I switched from I switched from selling water ionizer to promote ionic calcium or CalcLine. And because it's more affordable and my customer base increased a lot, and I have many cases to study. That is how I gain a lot of knowledge and experience by talking to the patients. I ask them questions and they ask me questions. I go look for answer. So this is how I gain my knowledge and experience, which I share to you just now. Okay, before I talk further on how calcline water helps in gout, in solving gout problems, I want you to watch a video clip which introduces about calcline. How is it made and what is it made of? Right, it's about 4 minutes.
Here is a simple scientific introduction of calcline. First of all, I want to talk about the raw material of calcline. There are four main raw material of calcline. The first one is coral calcium, and then followed by the oyster. We use the shells and not the meat, mainly the shell, which is rich in alkaline minerals, and then followed by seaweed. So these are raw materials from the sea, and the only raw material we get from the land is the stalactite stones. All these materials are rich in alkaline minerals, especially calcium. And where do we get all these raw materials from? We get it from a less developed country, which has less industrialization and less pollution, and it gives better quality of raw materials. And we import these raw materials into Taiwan, where the production of calcline take place. All right, in the production plant, all these raw materials will be dry and crushed into fine powders and then sent into a furnace and burn it for more than 48 hours under high temperature. And then it will send into a patented technology which electrolysis, which separate the unwanted acidic minerals from the raw materials. What is left is active ionized alkaline minerals, especially rich in calcium. That's why it's called calcline, because among all these alkaline minerals, calcium contains a high percentage of it. So let's talk about calcium. But before that, I want to talk about the periodic table of chemical elements. Chemical element can be divided to different groups, which mainly is the alkaline minerals, transition metals or semiconductors, and then followed by acidic groups, which is halogen and non-metal groups. Okay, the first group is the alkaline minerals. And it has such as sodium, potassium, and then followed by transition metals, which is not so relevant in this explanation. It has considered neutral. And then another group is called acidic minerals, such as semiconductors, semi-metals, or non-metal. So where does calcium located? Is under the alkaline earth metals. So why calcium? is important in health. The reason is calcium. Human body has a buffer for calcium, has a storage or reserve for calcium as an alkaline reserve. Now let's take a look at the atomic structure of calcium. If you take a look at the atomic structure of calcium, you can notice there are two free electrons or unstable electrons at the outer layers of the calcium atom, and through the electrolysis process I mentioned just now, it stabilizes it and take away the unstable electron and turn the calcium into ionic calcium, which has two positive charges. This is these charges that give the CalcLine the ability to polarize water when it is added into any drinking water. It's these free calcium, ionic calcium, that polarize the water to become with charges and becomes alkaline, which is highly alkaline, and it can turn any drinking water into alkaline. The process is similar to the currently quite popular technologies called water ionizer. The difference is for ionizer, you separate the minerals at the point of use, whereas for CalcLine, we separate through the nanotechnology I mentioned just now. But it is the mineral that determine the pH of the water.
Right, now you have a brief idea of what CalcLine is made of and the properties, basic properties of it. Now I want to specifically discuss why CalcLine works better compared to what alkaline water produced from ionizer. The reason is, as you can see in the previous chapter, I talked about water ionizer. Water ionizer get the alkaline water by separating the minerals. Right, this is the minerals, and the alkaline minerals is of different types, such as calcium, magnesium, sodium, and potassium. So combining these minerals, it produces the strength of alkalinity. Whereas for CalcLine, when you, for let's say for a bottle of 1.5 liter, you get a small bottle, and one box contains 6 bottles. One bottle can last for about approximately 1 month. So you just, for 1.5 liter, you just squeeze two squeeze, one squeeze, two squeeze, or 2 squeeze of CalcLine, and then it dissolves immediately, and the pH produced is similar to alkaline water from the ionizer at the highest level. So assuming this is 11, pH 11, pH 11, so you can have a same person drinking the same amount of alkaline water of same pH, same strength for a few months, then the result is very obviously different. One, the alkaline water produced through CalcLine is stronger in a sense. It delivers more obvious result. When I noticed that, because I saw alkaline or water ionizer before, so I noticed there's a difference here, very obvious difference, and I go study and go find out why. Okay, the answer is here, because alkaline water produced through ionizer, it has a mixture of alkaline minerals. But such as, for example, magnesium, sodium, and potassium, our body does not have reserve for it. So when it's too much of it, it will be flushed out to urine. So it will flush out. Whereas calcium is different. Assuming this calcium, our human body has a reserve system for calcium storage, which is our bones. Imagine before you experience any symptoms of gout or any symptoms of acidosis. So as I said, this is the cells, this is your bone, and this is your joint, this is your joint. So your body already become acidosis. That means there's accumulation of acid in this area. Your body, in order to buffer the acid, it will borrow calcium from the bones, it will leach out calcium from the bones in order to buffer that acid. Until a stage that there's no more free calcium available for your body to borrow to buffer acid, then the acid will start to accumulate and you will experience the symptoms of acidosis or gout. Okay, the thing about drinking alkaline water from the water ionizer is that yes, it does neutralize the acid in your body, but it does not replace the calcium that lost before you notice a symptom of acidosis. So, whereas ionic calcium is different, it can replace the lost calcium, because it's mainly the alkaline minerals in CalcLine water is mainly calcium. Now we come back to here. Right? Just like I mentioned, right, when I talk about the baking soda in the previous chapters, and baking soda sodium tend to stay here, whereas calcium tend to stay here. You can do study on that. I did research on that. Calcium, because tend to move out of the bloodstream. So when calcium is here, it pull water and it improve the dynamic in this area. So it improve the extraction of extraction of uric acid from the joint, which that's why it gives better result in flushing out acid. And there's a price to pay because it's stronger, it's faster, and the healing crisis is stronger as well. That's why drinking CalcLine, you need to control the pH by adjusting the pH. So you need to know how. You usually start with the diluted one, and although it's of the same pH, but it's stronger because of the calcium nature of it. It travels better, and I will talk about the healing crisis in the next chapter. But now, for beginning, you just drink ionic calcium 1.5 liter, then you squeeze 2 squeeze for a start. And before I end this chapter, I would like you to watch a demo video which is available in the CalcLine website, which www.calcline.com. But I will include the clip into this video so you can have an understanding through the demo of the real properties of this amazing product with ionic calcium or CalcLine. Then you will see what can it do, what benefits can you get from drinking this water. Please continue to watch this movie, the video clips. Right? I see you in the next chapter. The objective of this demo is to show the pH of CalcLine when it's mixed into a drinking water. In this case, I used reverse osmosis water. Okay, first of all, I want to take a bottle. One box of CalcLine contains 6 bottles of small bottles of CalcLine active minerals. So I take a bottle out. Okay, then this is a glass, and this is a new bottle of distilled water. Okay, first of all, I pour a glass, which is approximately about 200 milliliters or 300 cc. Right, and then I put the pH. This is the pH drop to show the pH. Right, this is the pH to show the pH. As you can see, the pH is slightly acidic for RO water or distilled water because it's pure water. Okay, slightly acidic. All right. Then I add in 1 drop, just 1 drop of CalcLine powder, just 1 drop, 1 tiny drops. Okay, just 1 tiny drop, and then it turns this glass of water to become highly alkaline. Right, this is if you drink daily, just drink like this. Right, next, if you are using bottle, okay, in this case I use a bottle which is 500 cc. All right, I pour. Okay, so I just add 2 drops, 2 drops, 2 drops of CalcLine minerals, and then I add distilled water or reverse osmosis pure water into this bottle. Then I'm ready to go. I can bring this bottle to work or go for exercise. It's just as easy as this. So, but in this case, I want to show you the pH after I mix into it. Right, pH. So I pour a glass of CalcLine water, and then this bottle is ready. Okay, bring it out, and this is the pH tester. The pH tester, electronic pH tester. Let me keep this. Right, and then let's see. Put the probe in. One is the temperature probe, one is the pH probe. And I start it. Okay, so range. As you can see, the pH is going up. pH 9, 9.6, 9.7, 9.8, 10. So it can go up to 11, which is high pH. So just 2 drops into 500 cc of distilled water or any drinking water. So that's the pH of CalcLine. See, it's still going up, right? I'm gonna stop this video here, and that's it. It can go up to pH of 11 or more. Okay, we are done with the first experiment, and then you see the pH stopped at 11.47. Okay, this is the first one. All right, now we have to end this demo. Let me clear this up. Okay, we move on to the next demo. Okay, this one I don't need. Right, move away these two glasses. Okay, now I have new glasses, and the next demo I'm going to show the antioxidant or the negative ORP of CalcLine. Alright, CalcLine water. Since I have prepared already the CalcLine water, now I will just use this one. Alright, first I want to pour a little bit. This is the normal drinking water, in this case our water. Okay, I pour a bit here, and then I put the same amount of CalcLine water in this glass of water. Okay, alright, then I'm going to use betadine, which is iodine. Iodine is an oxidative agent, so it's used as an antiseptic because it oxidizes the bacteria. So I use this to represent the oxidation of free radicals inside the body. So I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 drop equally into 2 glasses of water. So you see this is a normal water, and this is the CalcLine water. Because it's rich in antioxidant, it can buffer or neutralize the free radicals of this oxidation agent. It proves that water that has already mixed with CalcLine, it can turn into highly antioxidant. Alright, assuming this is your body, which is already oxidized due to stress or bad lifestyle, such as smoking, drinking, or sleep late at night, so your body is oxidized. There are 2 options. You can take a lot of supplements such as vitamin C, vitamin E, beta carotene. Those are rich in antioxidant to neutralize it. So I just want to show you. This is a vitamin C. I cover the brand to avoid complication. So this is the vitamin C tablet. I crush it, and then you see it neutralizes. So vitamin C is well known for the antioxidant effect. But instead, on top, besides taking supplements such as vitamin C, you can also drink CalcLine water or ionized alkaline water to neutralize the free radicals in the body. So this is about the antioxidant of CalcLine water. Thank you. Right, I'm done with the second demo. Now move on to the next demo, which I'm going to talk about the small molecule structure of CalcLine water. Small molecule structure, why? Because CalcLine is an active ionized minerals. When you add into any drinking water, it changes the structure of the water so that the molecule cluster becomes smaller, which improves the permeability or penetration power of the water molecules. So how I'm going to show is I'm using tea leaves. Tea leaf, this is jasmine tea, right? So I'm gonna put a bit of normal water here in this glass, and then I'll put a bit more. Okay, a bit more. All right, and then in another glass I'll put CalcLine water, which is highly alkaline and antioxidative. Right. So to prove it, I'm going to add approximately the same amount of tea leaf into these 2 glasses. So this is in the first glass. This is CalcLine water. Another glass. This is a normal drinking water, which is neutral. All right, a bit here, a bit here. All right. Then I'm going to stir it. So as you can see, actually I love tea, and actually if you use alkaline water to make tea, the tea tastes richer, and it tastes better because the water molecule structure change. It easier penetrate into the tea leaves. So as the same things applies to human body. If you drink alkaline water or CalcLine water, it absorbs better, and it brings nutrients, and you flush out toxic easier. So, and this is a normal tea. And then this is CalcLine. I haven't even stirred it. You can see the colors are coming out already. Right? You can see the tea color. From that, it proves that CalcLine changed the water molecule structure so that the water penetrates better into the tea leaves. So the same concept applies to the alkaline water produced through the water ionizer. It's the same because of the mineral which is ionized. The ionized mineral can polarize the water structure. Alright, that's all about the water molecule structure of CalcLine water. Thank you. Okay, we are done with the third demo. Now we move on to the last demo of this video series, right? Which is it's about permeability as well. It's about the permeability of CalcLine water as well, and this time I want to show it with oil, cooking oil, because the permeability and it happens alkaline can emulsify oil, so it can break down the oil structure. Okay, I want to show it to you by the next day with this demo. All right, so I'm gonna add normal drinking water here and the last bit of CalcLine water which we prepared earlier. All right, now I'm gonna add some cooking oil. This is normal water. Again, this is CalcLine water, which is highly alkaline. Okay, now I'm gonna stir it. This is normal water. Okay, I stir it, and then this is CalcLine water. I stir it. Right. Okay, so if you observe carefully, the molecule structure of the water, of the oil, it's broken down, of course, because I stirred. But after a while, you can see the bubble here. They are forming. They're forming back. The oil is forming back into a layer of oil and a layer of water, which is separate because oil doesn't mix with water. But if you use CalcLine water, which is highly alkaline, you can see there's a layer between the oil and the water, which is this layer, a bit white color layer, is a layer which the water is already mixed with oil. The right term to use is called emulsification. So it can help to penetrate the oil structure better because of the high penetration power of the CalcLine water. So that's it. You can see a layer here. After approximately 5 minutes, this is what happened to the water that we stirred just now. This is a normal water. You can see the layer of oil and water separated clearly. So it has no mixture between them. But as compared to CalcLine water, you can see there's a layer of oil and water mixture in between the oil layer and the water layer. This is the layer that got emulsified. So emulsification is a very important process in human digestive system, so that we can break down the enzymes such as lipase can break down the oil we take in easier. So this just to show the penetration and the alkaline properties of the CalcLine water. So it can emulsify the oil. Thank you.